So in this activity, we're going to talk about groups. And the reason for this is because most of our courses, almost all, will be housed with groups, and our facilitators will be sharing the same page for their classes. So I'm on the office workplace here. Cool photos, by the way, for the bowling trip. So let's get started. So we'll start with forums, then we'll make our way to assignments, then gradebook and quizzes. So if we go to forums, and this one I noticed was a bit of a gap for first timers. I know a lot of you have got a handle on this now, but I guess this is as a reminder or rehash if you lose track on how to do this. So I'm going into a forum. Now the thing with groups is by default, no one will see any forum posts unless you allocate the forum post to your group. So actually, before we go any further, let's have a look at how groups work. So I'm going to turn editing on from this desktop publishing page from Self. Pardon me. And then we go to users, and then we click on groups. Now what this shows us is which users are in which group and who the teachers are for that group. So you notice there's 3 groups for Irene, 1 group for Maria. So 1 group for Maria, 1 group for Shobna, another group for Shobna. So let's have a look at the business processing site again. And we're going to go into a forum. I'm going to make a forum up just so that we don't mess with anything here. So I'm going to duplicate this one. Activity, brief, plan and design. And I need to delete that after. So let's call that 2, so we know that that's the duplicate. And there's nothing in there, so that's good. Now, first things first, you can actually separate and only view your group. So what it says here, if I wanted to see just Irene's group's post, then I'll click there. If I wanted to see posts just for Maria's, and so forth. Now, if I add a discussion forum, so let's say click. So generally we'll go click here to get started, and then post your answers below. So what I can do, there's different options. Before you post, you need to select which group that this post is going to be made for. So if I'm a facilitator and I need to do 1 post just for my class, and let's pretend I'm Irene. So I go Irene and then post to forum. What you'll notice here is what it will say, and I'm going to move myself over here. What you'll notice it says here is Irene Day, which means only the classes in that group or the students enrolled in that group can see that. So if I add another discussion, also saying click here to get started, and then post answers below, and I change and I say I'm Maria's class, and I go post to forum, and so you'll see that only Maria's class will appear. So I can go back here and filter my view to all, and you'll see that there's 1 forum here for Maria's class and 1 for Irene's class. Now if you're working as a team, maybe someone in the group can act on, one facilitator can act on behalf of everyone and go click here to get started, and we'll say that's 2, and you'll see why. Post answers below. Now what I can do is, instead of selecting a group or selecting all participants, I can post a copy to all groups, and what that does is that means there'll be a post created for every group that exists. So there you go, you'll notice that there's 2 for 1 for Irene, 1 for Irene, 1 for Irene again, 1 for Maria, and all the different classes. So if you want to work as a team and be more efficient, you can have 1 person in the team post on behalf of everyone, and it will still allow you to filter through to the different cohorts. And so that's how you do that with forums. And we're going to go back and delete that forum. There we go. So we're going to have a look at how it works with assignments. So a lot of you will already have known how this works. So if I click on 1.1 brief, now there's 30 submissions. If I go all participants, it'll show 185 students existing. There's 47 submitted and 3 that needs grading. So what we can do is you can filter your group so that you can show what group has what. So as you can see, there's one waiting for Irene to mark it. And if we go here, so Maria's up to date. Let's have a look at Shabna. Shabna's got 1 that needs grading from her day, and she's got 2 that needs grading from her night. So that's how you can use groups to separate your assignments. Same principle applies when you go and check the gradebook. So we'll go grades. And if I only want to see my class, you can use the filter so I can see all participants, all 180 here. And that's a lot to go through or monitor. And in the previous part of this lesson, you would have learned how to upload grades. So maybe if you're working as a team, you can use that whole reporting system on all participants. And maybe you can, as a team, grade together and have one person mark one unit, one person mark another unit. Upload, into Booster, and make it more efficient for the team. And so, instead of doing it one by one. So, same concept will apply with quizzes. So let's look for quiz. So we've got a quiz here. If you go to attempts, you can filter the groups as well to see the submissions, or for manual grading. You can also do the same here for manual grading. But this one doesn't need manual grading. And that's groups.